This video is really in conjunction with the celebration of 250 years, an amazing feat that God has been faithful to this congregation for those many years. The origin of the congregation is a story of the development, really, of America in many places all throughout the westward expansion. It's amazing that you find a cluster of people who are of like mind and like faith, and that by God's providence they all kind of came together. I guess maybe family and acquaintances and friends and so forth. They got word that they were at a particular place and sacrificed just about everything to get here. They had nothing when they got here, but they came, for the most part, as many Americans did, to gain the freedom to be the best they could be, and to make a living and to raise a family and to worship. That was very important, to worship God without interference, or just in the freedom to worship God. I think you found these people had a strong, certainly a strong faith. They had a strong commitment to the Bible, and they applied biblical principles to their lives all around the country. This was happening, which really laid the foundation that made America one of the greatest nations that it's ever been. So we're excited to celebrate 250 years of God's faithfulness. It's interesting, this church was here for families and acquaintances for the longest time, but now, of course, we know in the last several years, the metropolitan Charlotte area has grown. The community has gained a much greater population, and in spite of everything, the church continues to be dynamic and growing and full of people of all ages, many young people with young children and middle age and old alike, which makes for a great community of believers. So we're excited to celebrate and give thanks for what God has done, but we have a lot of excitement about what He's continuing to do here in the congregation at Bethel. So it's been a blessing for me in my ministry, and coming here from Virginia 27 years ago, finding a church that was good, but some struggling somewhat, but over the years to see how God has infused Bethel in a sense with much new life and vigor and excitement that continues for the future.
The length of time this church has been in this community is a true testament to God's faithfulness, and this church was founded by a hearty group of people who were seeking a better way of life and wanted the opportunity to worship God in their way without being persecuted for doing that. And the founders in this community and this church were truly founders who helped form the country and have helped shape America in the many years that America has been in existence. And knowing that this church was in existence prior to the Revolution and the founding of the country just says a lot about the hardy people who lived here and continue to live here, and there's still a lot of descendants of those people in this community who attend this church today.
I've been coming here 72 years, and this church has meant everything. It just seems like the things that have happened to me, that God has been in control of everything all through my life. That the teachers and the ministers all have been just wonderful, and everything in my life seemed like has been controlled by the church.
When I was young, we lived in town, and most of my friends went to church in town, and I asked my mother one time about why we didn't go to church in town. She said, well, we went to Bethel. We always have, and we always would, as long as she had any say about it. So, like I said, that was pretty much the end of that conversation, but I'm glad it was, because we made a lot of friends at Bethel, and like I say, all our family and all of our real close friends were members here, and it's been a good fellowship over the years for our family and for other people too, I'm sure.
You know, it's important to me to be part of the church because it has such rich history, and because our families both have been here forever, and hopefully that legacy will continue long past the time we're gone.
You see so many churches today compromising on the written word, which is not good at all. It really leads you astray when you do that, and I like it here because we try to, use the Bible as, the true and spoken word, and we hold that dearly.
We're now standing at the spring where the three men met to find the site for the church. The three men are on this marker over here: Andrew Floyd, Adam Beard, and Colonel Samuel Watson, and they met at the spring in 1764. They were appointed as a committee to find a site for the church, and when the three men came here and met, they determined that they had come about equal distance, so this would be the center of the congregation, and that's why they decided to have the church located here, in addition to having the water, which was here, and at that time, and it still is now, a beautiful place. So they decided to name the church Bethel, which is a house of God, and they said this is just a beautiful place for a church, and this is where it was originally organized.
It's a place where people love each other, care about each other. They go through the happy times with you and the sad times, and we love and support each other, and it is like a family.
Bethel is recognized in the community now as being a very conservative, Bible-believing church. And I hope 500 years from now the community will still look at Bethel Church in that same way and say that that is a group of conservative, Bible-believing people, and that would be a testimony to the church and to the ones who started it, and because it's that tradition has always been here, and I think it's important to us to maintain that tradition, and I hope it will be to those who follow us, that they will maintain that same conservative tradition.
As you've seen from the various comments from different people in the congregation, Bethel is just a unique place in America. The grounds are certainly sacred grounds, as the cemetery holds the lives of many Revolutionary War veterans and other war veterans, but also just people of significance, people who contributed, simple people, maybe not world-renowned, but those simple people that have made America what it is, giving us the values, the work ethic, and the sense of decency and morality that is necessary to make America great. We can credit Bethel and many other churches like Bethel with giving us the substance in our nation to be great and to continue.